confident scripts for awkward holiday or just general GLP-1 comments about yourself. So, how to talk about your GLP-1 results without feeling awkward or defensive. So, at the time of the recording, we are a few weeks out from Thanksgiving. So, the holidays are here, and you know what that means. The comments are going to start rolling in because you're seeing results, you're feeling confident in your body. So, the comments may be, are you on that shot? You're not eating the cookies this year. Why are you eating that? Wow, you look different. Should you be eating that? Today, we're going to make sure that you feel confident and ready when everyone suddenly has an opinion about your body and your choices. So, first of all, hi, I'm Kelly. I'm co owner of GLP-1 Enhanced with Aliza. We are your physician pharmacist GLP-1 nutrition experts. Comment me if you ever get tongue tied when you're put on the spot and you freeze and either say nothing at all or you say something that really isn't a great comeback. Maybe you mumble something or you feel defensive, and then 2 hours later, bam, you think of that perfect thing that you should have said. That's totally me, and that's going to end today. Some of us like to think through how we want to respond rather than feeling blindsided, and that's what we're going to do today. If you are quick on your feet, you always have a witty comeback, and you can think of things on the spot, this may not be the training that you need. You may not need to stick around. But for those of us that kind of need to think through what we're going to say before we say it, we're going to do an exercise today that will help you be prepared for those situations when your mind goes blank. So here's the thing. Each of us has our own personality. Are you feisty? Are you lighthearted? Serious? Do you like to stay out of the spotlight? Are you timid? Do you like to keep the peace? Are your feelings easily hurt? Are you the one that normally does the roasting? I'm not going to give you exact scripts. I'm going to give you some, but I'm not going to give you exact scripts that sound like me because I need you to do responses that sound like you. But there are some things I want you to consider before you decide how to respond. Think about who is asking and why. Is Aunt Linda genuinely curious because she's considering GLP-1s? Or is she being nosy? Is your best friend being supportive? You may want to pause and consider if there's positive intent before jumping to the conclusion that they're trying to make you the butt of the joke. And honestly, check in with yourself. Are you feeling defensive? Are you feeling super confident right now? Are you still working through maybe some guilt or shame? First of all, you are using this medication as a tool if you're in our community. You're doing the work. There's no need to feel guilt or shame, but I totally understand that you still may feel it even though you shouldn't have to feel that way. In addition to that, what's your relationship to the person that's making the comment? What's the setting? Is it public? Is it Thanksgiving dinner? Is it after a few drinks? Is it one-on-one? All of this matters when you are coming up with responses. Listen, you don't owe anyone an explanation about your body, your health decisions, or what's on your plate. It's 100% okay to set boundaries, and it's totally fine to just smile and say thank you. That's a complete sentence. You get to decide how much or how little you share. So let's talk about the comments that perhaps you'll hear. You lost too much weight. Are you taking those shots? Isn't that cheating? I did that naturally. You're not eating that? Why are you eating that? Should you be eating that? So when are you stopping? Aren't you just going to gain it all back? Let's be real about what's coming your way. And you probably already can hear that certain person saying that very specific thing. So that's the prompt that you're going to want to use for these questions that I'm going to come up with in the next couple slides. But you've already heard in your brain what you fear, what you think is going to happen. So that's the first one I want you to tackle. These are some of the most common comments that you're going to hear. Some of them are going to come from genuine curiosity. Some are going to come from judgment. Some come from people who are jealous or defensive about their own choices. It doesn't matter. We're going to be prepared for them all. Here's your secret weapon, AI. And before you roll your eyes at me, we're going to use this for ideas. It's not perfect. It's going to take a little bit of zhuzhing to get it to sound like you and to give it a response that you actually like. You can use the free version of ChatGPT, of Gemini. I believe that's Google's versions, Claude, Grok. There's lots of different AI. For the purposes of this, I'm going to say ChatGPT to kind of embody all of them. So you pick the one that you like the best or that works for you. Or if you've never used one, just try one and see how it goes. You want to generate one sentence responses that sound like you, not like me, not some script online, not like ChatGPT, like you. And here's the best part. You're going to create responses for every single scenario that you might face. You're going to practice them ahead of time, and you're going to walk into these holiday events or just general events in your life, and you're going to feel prepared. And that's going to make you feel confident in how you're approaching the whole day. I personally like to use AI on my phone. And so I'll open up one of the AI tools, let's say ChatGPT, and I'm going to go to a new conversation. And then I'm going to do voice to text to give it instructions. So here's the prompt at the bottom of this slide. You're going to give it this prompt by filling in the blanks. You can use this for all of the prompts, but I'm going to give you some more specific ones in a little bit. But this is like the full thing. You may not need to use this for all of the scenarios. First thing is going to be, what is the comment that you want to practice responding to first? So I'm on a GLP medication and I need a 1-sentence response to the comment, blah, 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 blah. Then you're going to talk about the tone. How do you want to respond? Warm, direct, funny, private, matter of fact, no BS, firm, educational, snarky, sassy, clever, sarcastic, self-deprecating, witty, goofy. That's where your personality comes in. And then what's the setting? One-on-one in a crowd, Thanksgiving dinner, after a few cocktails. What's your relationship with a person? A close friend, an acquaintance, a cousin, a nosy relative, a coworker, neighbor, a competitive sister? What's the competitor or the commenter's vibe? How do they how are you picturing them saying what they're going to the comment that they say? Are they trying to be supportive and maybe not being so supportive, but they're trying to be supportive, genuine, concerned, curious, or judgmental, nosy, or belittling? And then you're going to ask the AI prompt, your ChatGPT, to give you 5 different 1-sentence responses that you can use to match this scenario. And if you're not getting the responses you want, you're going to ask for more examples, and you're going to tell it why don't you like these answers. Maybe, oh, these are a little too harsh, or I don't like this example because I want to sound more blah, blah, blah. You're going to have to tell it what you like and don't like about what the responses already were. So let's go through an example. Here's what I told it. I wanted it to get a response to, are you taking those shots? And I wanted to be very matter of fact, no BS, very firm. It's Thanksgiving Day and it's a nosy relative. They seem judgmental. Then you're going to ask ChatGPT, do you have any questions for me? Okay. And usually they'll say, no questions. I've got you, is what it told me. Sometimes they'll be like, I need a little bit more information about this. Answer those questions, and then it's going to give you your answers. So as I read through these answers, I wasn't happy. I was like, this is interesting. I should have gave it more data. So all of these questions are like, yep, it's working for me. Yes, I sure am. Yep. And I'm focusing on my health. But what if I want to tell them whether I was on the medication or not? What else could I say? And so I asked ChatGPT that, and it gave me 5 more responses that sounded a little bit more in alignment. And then you can keep going back and forth with chat to get the responses that you really align with. All right, so here's when you need to set a boundary. You want to be polite but firm. So I need a polite but firm 1-sentence boundary when someone comments on my body, my weight, my GLP-1 use. Okay, and I'll put these all in a document for you. Here's the third one. This is for someone who's about ready to cross the line or already have. It's for the nosy folks who just won't let it go. Someone keeps pushing for details about my GLP-1 and you don't want to respond. These prompts are going to help you redirect or shut it down without feeling rude. Prompt 4 is for when you want to keep it light. Maybe throw in some humor and then change the subject. This is great for a party or when you don't want things to get heavy. And then prompt number 5 is for the supportive person that is genuinely curious and maybe you want to actually help them out. This response will help you connect without feeling like you have to give your whole medical history. And so here's some examples just to kind of get your brain going. I told you I wasn't going to give you a bunch of responses, but if you're like, I just don't want to use AI, here's a couple thoughts to kind of just get you going. And you'll see by the answers to these that maybe the tone is wrong for the situation and you do need some more help. Some are warm and open, some are very boundaried and firm, some are funny, and you get to pick what feels right. Especially this, the last one. Okay, so you lost too much weight. Maybe you say, I appreciate you noticing, but I'm doing great. Or thanks for your concern. Are you on those shots? I'm working with my doctor on what's best for my health. Yep, and it's been a game changer. Like those are great responses. Isn't that cheating? Nope, it's medicine, just like any other health tool. Done. Period. End of conversation. If taking care of my health is cheating, sign me up. That's one of those like little bit more funny ones. And And especially with this last one, I call it working smarter, not harder. I don't know that I really truly believe that or love that, but some of you may like really like think that that is how you want to respond. I'm working smarter, not harder. You're still working hard. Okay. We got to give ourselves some credit, but that is one of the responses that you can give. And here's your toolkit. This is your just very down to the very nitty gritty. Your gratitude pivot. That is my favorite one when you just don't want to engage. Thank you. Change the subject. Thank you for noticing. That's it. You don't have to say anymore. I'm prioritizing my health and it feels great. Or I'm feeling great. How are you? Just get the off of you. Get the focus off of yourself. Your doctor card. My doctor and I are really happy with my progress. Done. Into conversation. Firm but direct. I put 3 of these in here because the first 2 felt a little harsh for me personally, but they may feel perfect for you. I appreciate your interest, but I'm not discussing that today. You may have the person that you need to be that direct and clear and set that firm of a boundary. I'm not discussing that today. Or I'd rather not discuss that, but thanks for asking. Door closed. We're not opening that back up. You've set a boundary. And then this is the one that felt the most right for me personally. And that's why we have all these, because we're different people. That's personal, but I appreciate you caring. I love that. It's simple. So here's what I want you to do right now before you see these people. I want you to pick the top 3 comments that you feel you are most likely to hear, because you can already hear it in your head. You can almost picture the scenario. You can picture the person saying it. I want you to have that one ready to go. It's probably the one that won't actually even happen, but I want you to do that one in this exercise first. So run it through the AI prompt that I gave you, and you probably won't. AI is not going to get it right the first time. AI is great, but it only knows as much as you give it, and does get a little biased sometimes, and it's not always fact-based. Of course, this isn't necessarily fact-based. This is just conversational. But just keep telling it more about what you want it to sound like. And in that process, you may realize that you already know what you want to say. You don't need AI, but sometimes you can be like, this is what I want to say, shorten it up. That's another way to use AI. Okay. And then you're going to practice saying it out loud. And I am serious about this. Say them in your car, in your shower, wherever. Your mouth needs to know how to say these words when the moment comes. Your tone and affliction with the way you're saying it, you really want to practice that. Save them save the responses to your phone. So right as you're walking out the door, you have that to go back to, because you don't want to be like having a conversation and pull out your phone and then read it. But you want to like have this as like okay, this is what I was going to say. Yep, that makes me feel confident that I've gone over that. And then walk into those gatherings like the confident woman that you are. This is my favorite slide of the whole thing. It should have probably been first, but as we wrap up, I need you to hear this. You don't owe anyone your medical details, your reasons, or your story. You've worked hard, you've prioritized your health, and you deserve respect and celebration, and actually to enjoy the holidays without having to defend yourself. These scripts aren't about having some perfect comeback, but they're about helping you feel prepared and confident so you can focus on what really matters in the moment that you're in. You've got this. There's no perfect response, just the one that feels right to you. And honestly, you're going to handle this different for different people. And that's completely fine. That's why we have that piece of the prompt in there. The goal here isn't to memorize and say it exactly, but just to have something kind of in your mind, like, this is how I want to sound. Confidence comes from feeling prepared and being prepared. And also, I want you to remember that the GLP-1 Hub community where you're watching this has your back. That's why we created this. It's not just about how to get more protein and strength training workouts. It's about the things like this, the community, the how to respond to different things, the mindset pieces that come up. That's part of the community just as much as how to get more energy, how to prevent hair loss. We're all navigating this together.